Hello, my name is Jack, and I'm from Australia, although I was born in Northern Ireland, so my accent is a little bit messed up. And I moved to Canada to marry my wife in the start of 2021, and I got married in 2022. Yes, I am with my wife here, although the rest of my family is kind of across the world. Mostly my relatives are in Northern Ireland, but my mum, dad and sister are in Australia. But yeah, I'm married to my wife here, and then all of her side of the family is kind of nearby. Yeah, so before in Australia I worked in environmental conservation, and I was in that for about 5 years or so. And my field of study was also in that. But when I moved to Canada, I changed field, much like a lot of other people. So now I work with an IT company called Let's Nurture, and I'm a business development manager. And I also contribute to Moncton Cares as a volunteer. Yeah, my first few days in Moncton were pretty rough, I'd say. I came kind of in the middle of the pandemic, so things were quite locked down, and it was also right in the middle of winter as well, so it was kind of a cold welcome. And I'd come to see my wife, but because of the COVID regulations, I couldn't see her until after the quarantine period was passed. At that time we were dating, so we were just waiting to come together. Then we had to wait a little bit longer, but yeah, things get better as we spent more time here. But it was cold and it was a little hard, but we got through it. Yes, for me, one of the things I really appreciate now that I didn't see really when I first arrived in Moncton is the multiculturalism of this place. I think it's really hard to find this anywhere where there's such a nucleus of different populations and different people, and all of that all mixed together in such a small place. So I really enjoy being able to meet so many people from different places, and I think that's such a enriching part of this community. Yeah, probably just the weather. In Australia we have quite a bit of sunshine most of the year round, whereas the winter here can be a little bit long, so I miss that. And probably family as well is the other side of things, but not much else. Yeah, so when I have some free time, I guess go to church, and also I like to cycle, so I do get out a little bit, and I like to take my family out in nature. I've got a little baby, so yeah, I love to take him out for a walk. But he loves that and I love that, so kind of basic small things. I also really enjoy the local markets, so I'll even drive further away to go experience a new country market, because that's something my wife and I really enjoy. So yeah, those kind of small cultural things. Yeah, the advice I would give is remember that you're coming to a new country. So it's not going to be the same as where you've come from. And that means when you come to something new, you have to adapt. So be willing to maybe try a different vocation. Be willing to maybe learn a new language. For me, I'm learning French. Be willing to also maybe learn some new activities. Maybe try some new foods too. So that would be the main advice, is you're coming to a new country, so be willing to adapt your personality and also the habits that you have, the hobbies you have, and maybe even the vocation that you have. So be adaptable. Yeah, so when I first arrived, as I mentioned, I came on a visitor permit, and it was a very kind of long and also stressful waiting for that to be extended. And then whenever I moved to working holiday permit, that was also a very long wait, and both of those went past the deadline of when you were supposed to leave the country. And I knew I was allowed to stay and wait, and I knew that was the right thing to do, but it was a little bit stressful. And also not knowing who to ask. It was okay once I found out about online communities and who I could talk to, that helped a lot, but not knowing who to ask for those questions, immigration related, was big. Then also, because I came during COVID, there was a few other things with kind of just the system that were kind of hard to navigate. Like for example, just even getting Medicare took me a very long time. Actually, I haven't got it yet, but I've been able to apply. And also, for like French classes, I really wanted to get into those earlier, but as someone who is temporary status instead of permanent status, there wasn't really opportunities. So I would say most of my concerns that have been related to me have been around being a temporary resident instead of permanent resident, even though I'm on the journey to be there and it might just take another year or whatever the application is in. Still, that process has been kind of annoying, because I'd like to be able to integrate quicker by learning language quicker, but I have that limitation by having temporary status. Yep, so for me, Canada means trees and the great outdoors, and Moncton means multiculturalism.